So if you guys take a look at this wall plate, you see how all this stuff is kind of sticking out from the wall? Especially with the rooms in Pangbourne. A lot of times people will move these carts around and they're not exactly the most responsible about it, so they might, you know, in some of these rooms, like the chairs, there's not like a whole lot of room between the desks. So they might be moving chairs around while they're teaching class and it'll catch on that stuff and yank stuff out. They might be moving these carts and they'll jab the cart against the wall and it'll pull a bunch of stuff out. If you guys have somebody who says that, you know, they're like, I've come across a ton of problems in Pangbourne where we'll go down, they'll say that, you know, the system's not working, I'm not getting anything on the projector. And if you just check here, we continually find down there that the HDMI cables are coming unplugged from the wall. So that's something that you can check too. And I'll go over some of the troubleshooting stuff you guys can do with the projector. But if you know, the projectors, if everything looks good, the computer's turned on, there doesn't appear to be any obvious issues with the media link, everything with the projector seems to be working fine, that's something that you can check. If everything looks fine but there's still no signal, then check to make sure that the HDMI cable, that one is pretty good there, but just check to make sure that all those things are connected properly. One of the things that I would mention is there's a big distinction between what's basically like no video signal versus like an incomplete video signal. So one of the clues that you guys can use when you're troubleshooting a room, with these new, most of our rooms have been upgraded to digital switchers. So if you guys walk into a room and the projector's turned on and you're getting like just a blank blue image up on the wall, that means that there is no video signal at all. That means that there is a disconnect from the switcher at some point between the switcher and the projector. Most likely a blue, in your instances with students, if you guys come into a room and you have a blue signal, you guys are gonna wanna check the wall here, because the only other place that something could be disconnected would be in the back of the cart, and that's not something that you guys are really gonna be checking. That's something that we would take care of. So if you guys walk into a room and there's a blue signal, you guys are gonna wanna check here and make sure that this stuff is plugged in. If you guys walk in and the projector's on, and again, everything looks fine, but the screen is black, that usually means that there is a source issue. Because, I don't wanna get too deeply into it, but when you're using digital signals, you have both your video signal and you have like your encoding signal, or your codec signal. And basically when you get a black screen, that means that the two devices are getting the codec signals. It means that the two devices can see each other, the projector is just not getting the video signal. And that's usually like, that's usually an issue where there's a misplaced source, like somebody might have switched the sources in the back of the switcher. That's something that you guys will want to hand to us. So like if you guys go into a room and everything looks good and you guys have a black screen, just check to make sure that they're logged on, check to make sure that, you know, everything's plugged in properly from the computer. But most likely you guys will want to just let us know, hey, it looks like the screens are connected, it's just not getting a video signal. You know, somebody might need to check to make sure that the sources are plugged in properly.
Also check to make sure that the computer is set to extend display or to duplicate, because sometimes it can be set to original monitor only and not display anything through the projector.
Right. And actually that's a good point, James. That's something I can show you now.
Should we check pick mute too?
Yeah, I told
Okay.
them about that over there.